people think that if I'm in an accident, it's somebody else's fault, somebody's going to pay me for my injuries,
Yeah.
right? That may not be the case. If that person who hurt you in that auto accident doesn't have insurance or doesn't have enough insurance to compensate you for your pain and suffering, for your out-of-pocket expenses, then there's only one place that you can get that, and that's if you have chosen to purchase under and uninsured coverage on your policy.
Wait, what?
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about this underinsured coverage that I have to put on my policy that covers someone else's not having insurance?
Well, you're protecting yourself. Think about
Okay.
it that way. You're protecting yourself against that person who might not be responsible enough to have that insurance to cover you for what they've done to you, right? So there's no other pot of recovery, there's no other bag to grab from. You have to protect yourself by purchasing that insurance. It means that if that person doesn't have insurance or doesn't have enough insurance, you can make a claim against your policy to reimburse you for those costs and for those damages.
Yeah, so what would that conversation look like when I reach out to my insurance company? Am I saying, can I add this coverage to it, or do they automatically offer this to me?
You need to ask for it, and you need to make sure that you've purchased it. It's something that you can waive when you purchase coverage, so if you're not paying attention and you don't understand what it is that you're electing and not electing, you might miss it. So you've got to ask for that coverage to be added, and here's the analysis. You've got to make sure that you purchase enough to make sure that you're protected in the event that someone doesn't have insurance. You've got to assume, okay, what happens if someone hits me that doesn't have insurance? How much money do I need? If you're in a very serious accident, you're disabled, what amount of money can compensate you for that loss, right? So you've got to purchase as much insurance and under and uninsured protection as your budget allows.
Yeah, so what happens if both of us are underinsured? Like, what am I doing there then?
You've got a problem. There's no going back.
Yeah.
So once the accident happens, if that driver is uninsured or underinsured and you haven't elected that coverage, you can't go back and buy it after the accident. So it's something that you've got to do in anticipation of the accident. Nobody expects to be involved in an accident, but if you don't plan for that, then you're going to have a real problem if you're faced with that event.
Yeah, this all seems complicated for me, and I'm sure for a viewer who might not know what we're talking about, but we can come to you for help. Where are you guys located? How do I start this conversation to make sure I'm fully covered?
Our office is in Hazel Township. We have an office in Kingston. You can find us at www.slusserlawfirm.com. We are happy to review your policy and assist you with any questions you might have.
Well, thanks, Chris, for making this a little less scary for us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
And thanks again to Slusser Law for sponsoring this segment.